Several of you at least have known David at least as a familiar face for some time. He's been at Calvary numerous times over the past several years. I think the last time was 2 years ago with Pastor Moore during the interim here. So I'll let him introduce himself beyond that, and his wife Kathleen, who's here in worship, and his work with Jews for Jesus. Oh, there you are. You're in the middle
right here. Shalom, everybody. It's great to be back at Calvary. I know Jews for Jesus has been here many times. My first visit to Calvary was in, I think, the mid-'80s when Moish Rosen, the founder of Jews for Jesus, was speaking here. And then Kathleen and I are members at West Portal Lutheran Church in San Francisco. And so there was connection there over the years. 2 years ago, we came here, and it was the month before we were ready to spend, it was in April of 2018, and it was the month before we were going to go to Jerusalem and spend a month there doing outreach. So I feel like, in a way, even though it's almost 2 years later, it's time to come back and report. So if you would like to know more about what we did during that month-long outreach in Jerusalem, behold your God, Jerusalem, during the Bible class after the service, I'm going to take you through, show you a few pictures, and then a brief video, and tell you a little bit. Kathleen will tell you a couple of story. I'll tell one. I just notified her that she's going to be doing that, so she's looking like a deer in the headlights, but she does a good job, and I'll be telling you a little bit about that as well. In your bulletins this morning, you received, there we are, and I have a clicker. Okay, so we've been serving with Jews for Jesus since 1981. We came out here from Chicago after we got married, and I finished up at Concordia River Forest, and then we joined the staff of Jews for Jesus. We're at West Portal Lutheran Church, and this is, how to work this? Oh, okay. This is our family. It was just taken a little bit ago. During, I don't even remember. About a month ago, we get together. But we have two daughters, Virginia and Monica. And Virginia married Joshua, and he's pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Carbondale, Colorado. And they have three boys, Simeon, Malachi, and Eli. And then Monica, our youngest daughter, married Noah Kegley, and he's associate pastor at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in West Dallas, just outside of Milwaukee. And with Monica and Noah, they have had 4 miscarriages, and you can see Monica is expecting their first child in, on March 18th. So Kathleen will be on a plane to Milwaukee on Saturday to be there for that. So that's our family. And then in your bulletins this morning, you received an envelope. And if you could, I'd appreciate it if you would fill this out. And I know there are a number of friends here of Jews for Jesus, and we thank you so much for your faithfulness and support over the years. But if you could fill this out, I'd appreciate it, just so we can keep in touch with you through our newsletter. And then Kathleen and I put together, I guess that isn't it. We put together a prayer letter called Moose Tracks. And I'll tell you a little bit about why it's Moose Tracks in just a second. Because for the last 30 years, I've been running camps for Jewish children and youth called Camp Gilgal. Gilgal's the place where the people camped after they crossed the Jordan River into the Promised Land, and we're raising up new generations of Jewish believers in Messiah. And it's, during the Bible class, I can tell you a little bit more about that, though, as well. That's been my most rewarding and fruitful area of ministry with Jews for Jesus. And so in January, the last weekend in January, we held our Camp Gilgal WWW Wonderful Winter Weekend, and we had 49 campers there, 9 first-time campers, and then what was a joy to me is I had 19 grand campers there, campers of my campers. So there I am with my grand campers. And then, Moose Tracks is what, if you fill out that envelope and you turn it in, we'll be happy to communicate with you through Moose Tracks. And then if you'd like to support our, there are 3 ways you can become involved with our ministry. First and foremost, to pray for us. And your church is so missions-minded over the years, such a heart for missions. So just please, that's the best way that you can stand with us, is to pray for us in our ministry. And I can tell you more about our prayer requests during the Bible class. And then we have a literature materials table in the back if you're interested in resources there. And if you'd like to give a gift in support of our ministry, Kathleen and I raise our own support to serve on staff with Jews for Jesus. Just use this envelope and put it in the offering today, and we'll be happy to be in touch with you, and certainly appreciate your support. So I'll be back later, but that's all for now.